Good evening all. My name is Nimi. I'm one of the OET aspirants and admins in Edu Skills International. So first of all, I would like to say my sincere gratitude to Father Saleen Joseph to give me this opportunity. And thank you all admin panel members. Welcome all of you to today's discussion, Speaking 2.0. First, I will go for the quick review of what we discussed yesterday. So the speaking subtest, this is the fourth exam on the exam day. Then this is a two-way communication. It's between the interlocutor and the candidate. The examiner is called as interlocutor. The time for the examination, approximately 20 minutes. The question, there is a warm-up question followed by 2 role-play cards. The warm-up question not assessed, so it is listened to the examiner voice and pronunciations and get used to it each other. And the settings, there are different kinds of settings. It will mention on the role play card. Then the assessment criteria of the speaking, it's mainly 2 criteria. Assessment criteria, linguistic and clinical communicative criteria. I'm not going to in details of this one because Father has taken the class. So those who didn't watch, please watch the Speaking Revised Assessment Criteria and Strategy and Tips Edu Skills YouTube channel, which is done by our mentor, Father Saleen Joseph. Then the different kind of types of settings, outpatient department or OPD, inpatient department, emergency department or accident and trauma care, community health center, clinics, school nurse, home visit, etc. So warm-up questions. So there are some examples of warm-up questions. Yesterday we discussed in details. So what kind of profession are you dealing with? So we are a nurse. Then why did you choose this profession? So everyone has their own answer why you are choose your profession. So prepare yourself. And while you are preparing, you can record it in the speech to text app, or otherwise you can record yourself and convert it to the audio to text. Then it's a check in with the Grammarly and do the self correction and do recording again. So it will improve your communication skills and your grammar. You can find out your grammatical mistakes also. And describe your typical working day or routine working day. So what's you are doing the typical day? You can say maybe some center there begins the prayer and taking handover or assisting doctors or giving medication. So whatever you are doing, you can briefly explain to the interlocutor. And qualities of a nurse, we know there are many qualities of a nurse. So the communication skills is the better qualities. So we can say whatever the qualities and advices for upcoming nurses. What you are giving the advices for the upcoming nurses. So we can give many advices to them. So first of all, love their profession. As we know, if we are doing anything, as in the OET also, always Father is saying, fall in love with OET. Because if we love the OET, only we can study and crack our desired score. So even the profession also same as like that. Then why did you choose OET? So this is an based on our profession, this examination, and this is one of the mandatory tests working in Europe countries. So there are many answers. And why? What do you mean by teamwork? So as we know, teamwork is important in our profession. So if we are doing something with a teamwork, we can solve the issues, many issues and problems rather than doing with a single person. So are you a self-motivator as a nurse? So do not say no. Absolutely, we can say yes, I am a self-motivator. And what are the things you are doing to self-motivator? And at the same time, you can give motivation to others or your colleagues as well. Then what are the current trends in your profession? As we know, nowadays, daily basis when our profession is changing and the technologies are improving. The technology, so before it was a paper-based recording system. Now it's coming to the electronic recording system, and there are many improvement. And nowadays, nurses can work as a nurse practitioner. So these are the current trends in our profession. So do you have a role model in your life? Yes, everyone has their own role model in life, maybe your mother or your senior or your manager. So whoever it is, you can say accordingly. And do you believe there is a gender disparity in your profession? Yeah, sometimes we can say if there is a gender disparity if for working in the some units or maybe maternity units, there is otherwise there is not that much a gender disparity in our profession. So what is a medical tourism? This is the term we are hearing nowadays, because the medical tourism, someone they are traveling to other country or they are crossing the international border. Their primary aim to seek medical treatment, for they are traveling other country for the medical treatment. So this is the medical tourism. Or do you think nurses should attend continuous nursing education? Yes, definitely we know we have to attend the continuous nursing education program. So it will upgrade our knowledge, and it's the mandatory for renewal of our license. So these are the things, this is the things. And which is your dream destination? Everyone, they have their own dream destination. So why you choose that destination? So you can explain why you choose that destination. So these are the some warm-up questions. Then the role play card. As I mentioned before, there is a 2 role play card. The first role play card, then followed by the second role play. 3 minutes of preparation time. During this time, if you have any doubts or you didn't get any point from the role play, you can ask to the interlocutor. And if you want to mark or make a notes or underline something, you can do on your role play card. So the patient part will be with the interlocutor, and the health professional part will be with us. After the 3 minutes preparation time, 5 minutes time for the speaking. Each role play will last for 5 minutes. Then there is a known case and unknown case. So this one, it's clearly mentioned on the role play. How we can find it? It's from the settings or background informations. We can understand this is a known case or unknown case. If it is a known case, we can ask the name of the patient. It didn't given on the role play during the 3 minutes preparation time, or it's given on the role play, we can use that name. And remember, always remember, if you start to call the patient Mr. Alex or Mr. What or Mrs. So try use the same name till the end. Then the unknown case, you can ask the name. How to ask the patient? You can ask the name during the role play also. And your profession, the profession is always mentioned on the role play: health nurse or community health nurse or registered nurse or home care nurse, whatever it is, it will clearly mention on the role play card. And always the conversation is starting from the health professional. And next is greetings. We can greet the interlocutor, the patient, according to the time zone, or it's in the according to the, maybe sometimes it will given on your role play. So if it's the according to the role play, if it's the morning time, or it's mentioned their breakfast or something, which means the morning time. Even your exam is on the afternoon also, you have to greet them good morning. Then the introduction. I know all of you are familiarized with this introduction. So sometimes there may be some mistakes. That's why I choose this one. Here, I'm one of the registered nurses working in this ward, or call me or address me. So here we always remember the one of the. So it should be nurses, one of the registered nurses. If you are saying one of the registered name, it's one of the classical error, grammatical mistakes. So always remember these mistakes. Then I will be taking care of you. If you are saying I am a registered nurse on duty, so here I am a registered nurse. It's a here. So this is a registered nurse, but here one of the registered nurses. Then the next one is my name is Nimi. I am your assigned nurse today, because if in the ward, it's the assigned nurse. But in the emergency department or the somewhere in the attending nurse, we can say. And I will look after you this afternoon. Then next one is I am the head nurse in this department. So here the change because the head nurse, as we know, the one department, there is a one head nurse. So we should say I am the head nurse in this department. My name is. Then explain your purpose of your visit, why you visit the patient. So it will also mention on the role play, maybe for the routine checkup or routine visit, or you have to explain about the surgery or whatever it is, you can explain to the patient why you are there. Then the home visit. Home visits also known case and unknown case. The unknown case, you can introduce yourself. My name is Nimi. So I am the district nurse in this community health center. This is an only example. Okay. Is this the house of Mr. or Mrs.? So it will be given on the role play card, the name, or otherwise you can ask to the interlocutor the name. So am I talking to the Mr. or Mrs. X, or is it is the right time to speak with you? I am here to discuss or check, inform, whatever is in your purpose, you can inform them. Example, I am here to teach about insulin administration. So this way we can develop our communication to the patient. If it is a known case, so we can start immediately, we can greet, hello, good day or good morning, Mr. X, I am here to see you again. For our name, if we are visiting the patient repeatedly, there is no need to introduce our name because the patient know who I am. Then we can ask, how are you feeling today? Then the emergency department, there is a either known case or unknown case. So could you tell me your name for my documentation purpose? It's a minor problem. We can ask them the name and introduce ourselves. In case if it is an emergency situation, try to do the patient needs consult or concern first, then do the introduction. So imagine in the real life emergency situation also, what we are going to do. The patient is in the emergency. First, we will have to make the patient in a comfort position. Then only we will ask to the patient details, or we will going to introduce ourselves. So we have to do like that one. So the known case, start the task according to the role. If it is a known case, is written, your examination is done already, or the patient is under observation. So whatever is written on the role play, so we understood this is a known case. That time may not no need to introduce yourself, because if you already done the examination, so you introduce already yourself and you know the name of the patient. So again, if I introduce, I done the examination, then I'm introducing them again. My name is Nimi, call me Nimi. My name is Nimi, John, call me Nimi. So there is no sense, because we already introduced and again we are doing the double. So no need to introduce our name. So instead of that, we can start the conversation. Thank you for allowing me, or I thank you for your cooperation, or I appreciate it. Like that one, we can start the conversation. Then the clinical settings, we can start if it's according to the known or unknown case. Please be seated or introduce, ask the patient name, and begin speaking according to the situation, depending on the known or unknown case. Then we can use, how may I help you? How can I assist you? What brings you here today? So according to the situation. Asking questions. This is also further taken the class regarding this topic also. You can watch the video in our YouTube channel. So initially ask open-end questions followed by closed-end questions. So because if you ask the closed-end questions at the end of the conversation, as we know, there is a time limitation, 5 minutes. So if we ask many questions or open-end questions, it's a chance to exceed the time limitation. The examples of the open-end question, what do you know about colostomy? How are you feeling? Or tell me about your family. The closed-end question, where is the pain? So the exact location they will tell you. Do you have any pain at the moment? Yes or no? Or are you married? This is also yes or no. Then open-end questions to closed-end question. Can you come next week on Tuesday for your follow-up? Or what are you available? Sorry, when are you available for your follow-up appointment? Then this is the one, how to ask for permissions. Before going to do any examination, or we are going to ask the patient for any personal details, we have to take the permission from the patient. So these are some examples. I'm going to check your blood pressure. Shall I? Is that okay? If I ask some questions regarding your leisure time activities, so the patient will reply to us, would you mind if I ask you some questions to understand your condition better, then the clarification in between the conversation, we can ask to them, am I clear so far, or is that clear to you, or would you like to get more clarification on the same? So this clarification also according to the scenario. So yesterday we had discussed until there. So this is the role play. We had discussion on our platform. So this is a community health center. The patient role play card will be with the interlocutor and we are with the candidate card. So here in the patient role play, the last sentence, we pursue to accept the suggestions of home help. So we try to convince them they will not accept the first. So we have to try to convince the patient. So here is the health professional part, the setting. So we can read the role play. Setting, community health center. So the names, our role. Your elderly patient lives alone and is spending his or her while recovering from time in hospital with pneumonia. He or she has come in for a scheduled review. You need to assess how the patient is managing correctly. So is it a known case or unknown case?
Known case, ma'am.
Known case, ma'am.
Yeah, this is a known case. Then the task also it's given. It's the 3, find out, and the last one is convince him. So here the key, how we know a scheduled review. So this is a known case. We can ask the name of the patient during the 3 minutes preparation time. In case you forget to ask the patient name, there is no worry. During role play card also you can ask for my confirmation. Could you tell me your name? So like that one we can start the conversation. So here the patient lives alone and he's recovering from pneumonia and for a scheduled review. So here I forgot to say one thing. So sometimes the patient may be the bystander, the mother brought to the child. So in the case also there will be a known case or unknown case. So you can confirm the relationship between the patients. So most probably it will given on the role play, mother or son or father, whatever it is. So the interlocutor will take the part of the bystander. Then you can, but you have to ask the name of the patient also. So here our task, find out if the patient is taking his or her medication correctly, antibiotic 3 times a day, vitamins, aspirin 1 time a day. Then find out if he or she has been doing regular exercise, suggest physiotherapy if necessary. Then find out how she or he is coping at home. Check on the various activities of daily living, example, cooking, washing, cleaning, etc. Then convince him, her, or to accept home health, regular in-home support and care service subsidized by the local council. So here they did not mention the gender of the patient. So it's the role play according to the gender of the interlocutor. If the interlocutor is the female, so here the patient is female. So the interlocutor is male. So he will be the patient will be male. So first we have to find out these things, taking medications and doing regular exercise, then find out coping at home and check on the activities. Then finally we have to convince her to accept. So at first they will not accept, but we have tried to convince the patient. So in the exam day, we don't know what is in the examiner, the interlocutor cue card. So they will act according to their card only. So in case if you are explaining to the patient about the diet modification, so in between they ask you some other doubt, maybe for the smoking or something else. So that time you have to address patient concern first, then divert conversation to your role play. So here is some examples of find out. So do not ask compound questions at a time. So here we have 3 questions. Here we have 3 questions to find out. So ask one by one. So if we are asking 3 or 4 questions, compound questions, it may confuse. So be an active listener. That's I said before. If the patient is asking in between something else, you have to address the patient concern. So here is some example. I would like to know, are you taking your medications correctly? Or are you coping? How are you coping at home? Could you tell me how are you coping at home, or please tell me. Let me know if you have been doing the exercise regularly. May I know your various activities at home, or would you mind telling me about your exercise, or how much exercise do you do? So these are some examples of the find out. So this example we are asking, they will give us the answer, then we reply them accordingly. In between, we have to appreciate, or we have to give the thanks to them. If we are giving suggestion or advice, so in a polite manner, may suggest you to get some home help, or you could consider getting home help, or it is important for you to start some kind of exercise for at least 20 minutes a day, or it would be beneficial. What we want to say, we can add the sentence there. Then convince the patient. So advice for home help. So the first patient will deny. If the patient denies your advice, try to convince him or her in a polite manner. Then in this situation, we can say, I acknowledge your words, or but in the current situation, you need more rest. So it's a better idea to go for the home help. So what is the sentence we can make there? Then, or I understood your emotions, but, or I know how you feel about it perhaps, or I completely understand your concern, or I know it's hard for you too, but you have to cooperate. So always I can understand, I know, so do not use I can understand, change the sentence, phrases. So address patient concern according to the scenario. I acknowledge your concern, or totally I can grasp the condition, or I am sorry to hear that. If the patient is saying something sad news or something, they have some issues, I'm sorry to hear that you have encountered such a difficult situation, but don't worry, you are in the right place. So like that one, we can develop the communication. Then this one, thank you for allowing me, or thank you for sharing with me. It's all depends upon the case note. So thank you, dear friends, for listening. So I request all of you to participate our discussion also. And our colleagues, they are doing everyday discussion except Sundays. And we can see there are more persons on online. So at least you can come and participate, or appreciate, encourage to our colleagues. It will be better. And you can also participate the discussion. It will improve your knowledge, not only for the particular subject, even for speaking.